Friday. Yes, yes. I want to say great day to each and every one of you. I told you each and every day, I am showing up in some type of way to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you. Yes, 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 yes. You see the sun trying to peek through, right? Just like some of you all. Peek on through, come on through, come on in so you can get some of this motivation, some of this great energy on today. Yes, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Yes, I just got done with my run, had to catch my breath, making sure that I stay consistent and showing up for myself and for my health, for my wealth, for all the areas in my life on today. And the same is for you. And so afterwards, I just had to just come on to make sure that I pour into you, right? You see that dump truck? Yes, because today we are dumping all doubt, fears, and we're also dumping any negative thoughts or procrastination, anything negative that's stopping us for moving towards what we're destined to do, right? So I want you to know that if you look at the title, not if, look at the title of today's live, and today's live is about um, taking the leap, taking the leap to transform your life, taking the leap. Yes, and what does taking the leap actually looks like when it comes to transforming your life? Sometimes if you see the stop sign, sometimes you have to stop and think about that. Sometimes you have to think about that. Sometimes, if we have a decision to make, that's a way to start transforming your life and knowing that everything is going to work out because first, you want something better for yourself. You want something better for yourself, and you know that because you are the best. And you know that because you know that you deserve the best, especially if it's better than what you're currently experiencing at the moment, right? And you should know that at any time in your life, it doesn't matter what things look like around you. It doesn't matter what you're currently experiencing. It doesn't matter what you think you're doing without. Just know that you always absolutely deserve the best and that you can always continue to um, dream bigger, want bigger, work towards bigger and having more. And also it may be you just being able to do more, right? I'm just trying to get into a little comfy spot so I can talk to you all a little bit better, right? So that's just like today. I just finished up my run and I usually run on Fridays and the body was like, whew, no. And so I just took a pause. I didn't try to force myself right away. I took a pause before I did. And I put the post up. If you look on my channel, I put a post up today, how that one decision transformed my whole life, right? And I reflected on that. And then sometimes when we just try to force things, sometimes things don't happen the way we want to. But if we're gentle with ourselves, it moves a little bit smoothly. And then the interesting thing was, as I stood there, I happened to look up and an accident happened. I'm like, man, if I wasn't gentle on myself in that moment, I could have been running that way, right? So you just never know when you love on yourself, how you're protected. When you love on yourself, how things still come together. When you just show gratitude. Like today, I got up and I didn't want to know all the answers. I didn't want to know the house to everything. I didn't want to know all the things. I was just like, you know what? Just thank you. I'm just grateful for everything that I have, everything that I've learned this far, the transformation that I have right now that I'm experiencing. Um, I'm just so grateful for that. And then I started reaching out to people who have come into my life or just newly into my life right about now, who've been pouring into me. Just like I show up each and every day to motivate you all, to inspire you, encourage you. I always tell people there's somebody that motivates the motivator. There's somebody who inspires the person who inspire others. And I poured into them today, for them continuously showing up, for them being consistent and having that resilience, and them continuing to work on themselves as well. And it was like, oh my gosh, I appreciate it. Thank you. And it just sent out this ripple effect today, right? Let me tell you, I got unexpected surprises. I'm like, it's barely noon, right? And just unexpected surprises. My daughter, I have a daughter who's in college, right? And she's about to graduate in December. I can't believe it, but I'm so excited because she's been doing absolutely amazing. Um, and she reached out to me and showing me love. And that's what happens. Today, I just made the decision to just be grateful. And it flowed back to me with people pouring into me of how grateful they are for me. Um, and I want to say the same thing for you. It doesn't matter if it's not somebody that's, in your immediate um, presence, right? Or family or immediate friends. There's people around the world who admire you. If you have a social platform or you just showing up in a community, it doesn't matter if you're a frequent Walmart shopper or a certain store. Sometimes people get happy just to see you when you come in, right? When I go in the grocery store or for the market and they like, hey, Angel. And I'm like, ooh, mama, I made it. I am a celebrity. Yes. But they look forward to that energy because they know that I'm going to pour something into them. And it keeps me going. It keeps that fire, woo, lit, right? And that was a reel, a couple of shorts ago about that too. I think that was actually a week ago. I think that was last Friday when I posted that. It was a fire truck behind me, and I was like, yeah, I want you to be fired up about you like that, right? Because other people gonna see it as well, and they get fired up, they get excited. So back to the description of the title of the live, which is take the leap to transform your life. Take the leap to transform your life. And it starts with just one decision. It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be something monumental. It could just be one simple choice you make today. Like, you know what? On the way to work, I'm not stopping to get that donut. Today, I'm going to do a little bit more research into something that I want to do. Or it could be somewhere you want to travel and go because you want to experience something different because it could lead to something else. Or I'm going to give that phone call today. Make that phone call or send that email I've been putting off, or put in that application, or invest in myself. And you can invest in yourself in so many ways. That could be your health. That could be you actually believing in a service or a product that you know that can change somebody's life, and you're actually launching or doing it. Or you saying, you know what, I'm gonna be more present on my social media platform because I have something that somebody wants, or somebody wants to hear me speak, or I know there's more people out there that's like me. Or just your story. How did you overcome? And then maybe that one person that may feel as if that, wow, they've gotten to this point. I'm just trying to figure out how I can just make it through 5 minutes of not overthinking it or just feeling so bad in this space, right? So you do have something to share. And I see, typically I just continue teaching, but I do want to address this. D-Luck said, but what if we are lost? What if we are lost? And where do you start when you feel like you're lost? And I want to tell you, you're not lost. You're not lost. There's no such thing of being lost. The thing is, you just have to remember. It's a thing of remembering, remembering, because it's always there. I know you always hear people say, oh, it's always there. Everything you need is within you. It's true. It's true. Um, but it starts with, at this point, is what is your why? What is your why? Why would you want to transform? Or what are you looking to transform to? Why? When you have a reason, a why, that will always motivate you. When times get difficult, let's say it's your finances, and you say, I don't want to be broke ever again. I don't ever want to be to where I don't have stability. I don't ever want to feel like I can't even do the things that I want to do, or take a trip, or just go out to eat, or buy groceries, whatever it is, that's going to drive you. That why. When it gets challenging or you feel like you're being tested, you will always go back to that why, right? You'll always go back to it. So, and when you do that, you won't feel lost. It'll help you remember. And what you'll do is you'll start seeking more things to help support that why, to keep it going. To keep it going. Yeah. Yeah. It starts with the why. Like for me, 4 years ago, I'm gonna move around a bit. Like 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So my left side was limp. Yeah, I have nail polish. Like, who goes running and have nail polish in their pocket? Too much. But I'm the most always. I'm the most always. I thought when I take a break, I'll polish my nails. But anyway, so my left side was limp. You could pick up this arm and it'll drop. Um, and my leg, it was literally from mostly here. The face didn't droop as much, but it was mostly here all the way down to my foot on the left side. And and I was in a diaper and I had trouble speaking. So I was in a hospital for about 3 days because at first they thought I was having a stroke. That's why I was initially there, but they was like, no. And I'm like, everything that I was experiencing um was very closely related to the symptoms, was very closely related to a person who's having a stroke. So what ended up happening was when the doctor came in to let me know what the diagnosis was, I'm like, okay, what is it? And he gave me the look like I had that you only got a couple months to live type look. And I was like, what? So I was like, give it to me. And at that moment, I'm like, whatever he says, this is information. This is information, and I'm going to overcome it. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. I'm not accepting defeat, whatever it is. And when he told me, he took a deep breath. He said, it's MS. And he just gave me this awkward pause and stared at me like this. And I looked back at him. I said, okay. I said, okay. I was like, you think that I am going to be the one to not walk again or run again? There's so many different things I didn't even get a chance to do yet. I'm young. I don't care if I'm in my 40s. That's still young. You can be 70. You still young. You still young. It's a mindset. So I was like, I don't care how, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to make sure I prioritize my health. I didn't want my babies to be responsible to have to care for me, because I wanted them to live their life and thrive. I want to be able to come visit them and what they're doing in their element and enjoy stuff, whatever I chose to do, whatever was destined for me, because it wasn't totally clear. I knew I wanted to help people. I always knew that, and I knew it somewhat, but it wasn't truly defined. So I knew for once, and it kind of played in my head over and over. I said, for once, me. I said, for once, me. For once, me. For once, me. I need to do it for me. And prior to that, I experienced so much loss before then. I experienced going through a divorce. I experienced my baby's going through, trying to work through that, trying to rebuild from that. I only had $6 in my pocket walking out of that courtroom. And but I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared because I knew that things were clearing out for something better. I wasn't angry. I wasn't angry. I was just tired. I was just tired of how everything just kept going. And I literally said the most craziest thing, because when they say watch your words, watch your words. I said, if you're gonna give it to me, all this stuff that's happening, I said, give it to me all at one time. It was like, okay. Okay, you're gonna go through a divorce. You're gonna have a fibroid the size of a grapefruit that makes it look like you're pregnant. You're gonna be in a diaper. You're gonna lose jobs. You're gonna lose your house. You're gonna have mold come in and tear up everything, all your stuff, not your children's stuff, nobody else's stuff, but your stuff. You're gonna get your car taken away. You're gonna be in your car for 18 months. 18 months? Your body gonna go limp. You can barely speak. You should I go on? But it was something within me, like, I feel like I'm being prepared for something. I feel like this is just not going to be for me. I feel like this is going to be one of the greatest stories ever told in some way. That's what I felt like. And that was my why, because I wanted to um, create impact. I always wanted to do that. So just like how the person on here um, asked about, but what if we're lost? And I said, it's a remembering. It did take me back to my childhood where I want to create impact. But I knew as a kid, as a little kid, elementary, collecting National Geographic magazines, I knew then that I wanted to be around the world, helping people around the world, humanitarian efforts, speaking to people, encouraging people, inspiring people, loving on people, right? And creating that ripple effect, right? For them to do the same, and what however they're destined to do it, whether it's them speaking, whether it's them showing up in their family community, or you can just be doing it for yourself and people watching you. It could be a product, a service, or you showing up in your job and doing something innovative, or making somebody's life simpler by creating something, right? Your artwork. um so that's what it was. And when I continued on this journey with everything, I don't feel like I suffered. Because I even had somebody on my journey say, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you suffer." And I said, never. Because this was personal development. This was emotional intelligence on its highest level. I didn't have the support of like family and friends, some of the ones who could help me. Surprisingly, everybody had something going on at the time. And in a way, I'm glad they did, because it forced me to um, really know what I can do. How else would I know? How else would I know? Um, and it's so amazing. So, there are some new things that are coming out that I will be sharing with you all. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I am so excited about that, right? That's going to help you. I get asked um, often when I'm out and about, I always get asked often, is what is the formula? Very simple, very simple. And there's a strategy to it as well. And I will be sharing that with you all, um, and presenting it to you in a way that you can totally transform your life. Totally transform your life. If you go to my channel, you will see where I posted today. Just taking that leap of faith, taking that leap of faith, betting on you, betting on you, betting on you. We bet on things outside of ourselves all the time, all the time. With everything that we do, we bet on everything that we do. If you get in a car, you're betting on yourself. If you go to a restaurant, you're betting on yourself. If you going to work. You betting on everything outside of you that they're going to give you a paycheck and they're not going to be shut down today. So everything, so why not put that in yourself? Why not put that in yourself? Because you want better for yourself. And can't nobody love you like you. Can't nobody make that decision but you. People can inspire you, people can motivate you, encourage you, and they can be part of your why too. Because I always tell you that you are a legend and that you are building a legacy for lineages to come. So yes, they can be a part of it, especially if you have a family. It could be people in your community or people that you're wanting to reach. So you got to know that. You have to know that. So I am so excited. I am so excited because I want you to think about that today. I want you to reflect on that today. I want you to think of what it is that's been probably lingering in the back of your head that um you can take that leap of faith on, signing up for that class. Instead of using your money to do something that is not going to recirculate back to you in a good way, put it into something else. Or it could just be putting it into you doing something for yourself today, because you never do. You do for everybody else. And then it's like, today, you know what? I'm going to treat myself to lunch, or I'm going to treat myself for something that you um, wanted, right? As long as it's healthy and it adds to your greatness, right? So, or it's just launching, or it's just putting yourself out there, or it's just networking, or whatever it is. Or I don't know if I'm qualified. You're overqualified. That's why it's still lingering there. That's why it's still lingering there. I heard an amazing story yesterday where somebody I knew, they was like, I was just filling out applications. I was filling out applications because I needed extra money. And I just thought this job was going to be the absolute best, the most great job ever if I got it because of its perks and benefits. But what happened was they got a totally different offer for a totally different position. And they did not, it caught them by surprise. And the amazing thing is, it paid them double than what they were getting paid prior to. And then they could navigate it the way that they wanted to. And then it gave them more time and freedom. And then what happened was it opened up a new way of them doing what they love to do anyway. And it became the most amazing thing for them. And they've been able to change people's lives. That was the important part of it too. They was able to change people's lives. Um, and and it was the most amazing thing. So you just never know, like when you make that decision to take that leap of faith and go for it and do it, how transformative that is. Because I could not imagine, if you go to my channel and you look at what I posted today, when I was in that hospital bed in that top left corner, and down at the bottom to the right, when you look at the picture where I was 100 and over 180 some pounds, eating, I think I probably went and had some chicken wings and something, and some mac and cheese and stuff that day. I wasn't eating like fast food, but I cooked some stuffed salmon or lamb chops or something that day. That looked like that's what I was eating. Some lamb chops and some cream spinach and that junk. So, but I couldn't imagine that I would transform to look like this size, being more athletic. Well, not athletic, but just healthy. Healthy. That's all I wanted to be. Have a healthy lifestyle. I didn't need to be a Olympic gold champion when it came to fitness. I just wanted to be healthy and have an active lifestyle where it's just a part of my being. So no matter where I am, where I go, I just have this vitality about myself to where I feel good. I feel great. I feel great. And that's how I feel. So it left everything else limitless, right? Limitless. And it snowballs. That's the amazing part. It snowballs into the other parts of your life. because the mind starts to shift. It's like, I feel so good now. What else can I do? That's what happens. It's like, what else can I do? What else can I change? Because I like how this is going. Yeah, some challenges, but I notice if I take the wins along the way, take the wins along the way. You know what? Just keep putting one step in front of the other. It's like a baby. I had to explain to my son yesterday who was having difficulty. And he was like, um, he felt like he did something that just wasn't good. And it was like, I could have did better. I said, well, baby, that's just part of life. That's just part of life. That's how you work that muscle, by getting up and starting over, doing it over and over again, right? So I told him, I said, just like a baby, you seen a baby learn how to walk. You seen a baby learn how to walk. How many times do a baby fall? We can't count. The baby doesn't get upset, maybe sometimes, depending on how hard baby falls. But what does the baby do each and every time? Get up, get up, get up, get up. Because they want to do that. They know that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they know they're naturally supposed to do, right? But then when you watch them take that first step, it's so robotic, it's so wobbly, right? They're a little wobbly. They're like, I'm doing it scared. I'm doing it scared. And then it's like, wait a minute. As long as no one says anything and you watch, they keep going one little step, one little step, one little step. But then also notice this: there's always somebody there to catch them. There's always somebody there to help them. There's always somebody there to encourage them. There's always somebody there to support them. And the same for you. It may not be the people immediately around you, but think there's a whole world of people, like through this platform right here, that's here to help you along the way, right? To help you keep taking those steps. And it's not perfect. It's not perfect. They perfected the walk along the way, because think about it. You once started there. You don't even think about it now. You don't think about it. Like, walk, okay, one foot in front of the other, okay, bend my knee. You don't think of anything. You don't think of those things. So just like when the baby decides to get up from crawling, you don't know when that is. No, it doesn't say that when they turn 9 months, 10 months, and 5 days, they're walking. No. My oldest, who is in college, she never crawled. She went straight to walking at 9 months. And if I put her down to see if she was going to crawl, she cried. She hated it. She wanted to walk. So I got her a push walker where she just walk, not a walker, but just to push this push toy, walk. And she would look behind, like, can you help me turn around? Like, yeah, I got you. And she'll walk to the other side of the room. She asked for help along the way as well. Sometimes you have to ask for help, but she got it. She got it though. And sometimes you may skip steps. You may skip steps just because of who you are. So don't try to figure out all the hows, the who's, the what, and all that stuff. Sometimes your process, and then embrace what your process is. Because your process is not going to be like everybody else's. I know my process was not. But I know everything that I have overcome to this point and to this being now. I am just in a flow to where I'm not supposed to be doing it so hard, like trying to fight my way through, or I got to. And no, 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 no. It's more of balancing everything. It's more of, if I need help for something, ask for help. Or sometimes it could just be loving on yourself, just loving on yourself. And when you do that, it helps to reset. Yes, 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 yes. So, what is one thing? What is one thing that's just been lingering where you can take that leap today? What is that one thing? What do you have to lose? Everything that you're going to wonder about, everything that you're wondering about, but you don't have anything to lose. You have everything to gain. You have everything to gain because you already know what's on the opposite of that. If that's what you're experiencing, you already know it. And if something's lingering in your mind, something that you want that's better, why not? You deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. So why not do something that is exciting? Do something that can transform your life and shift your whole life in a totally different direction. Ooh, into something that you couldn't even imagine, right? And I know we're accustomed to, we want to know everything. Show it to me. Show me what it's supposed to look like. Even if it was, you probably still wouldn't understand it. Because now, knowing what I know now, my mind wasn't ready for that. I couldn't process that. I wouldn't be motivated the same for that to a certain extent, but not the same. All the preparation and the challenges, it built me. It built the foundation for that. And so now it's like, oh, it's mine. And then some, and even more than that. And then I'm going to keep building. Once I get that, I want more. I want more. And I'm going to keep building, and I'm going to keep helping other people as well to be legacy builders and to continue to know that you are limitless. You can always dream big and bigger and bigger and bigger because you're going to keep reaching those levels. Everything you're experiencing right here, right now, is temporary. Temporary. So when you think of it that way, that it's temporary, and that you can change it by making a decision. I'm not saying it has to be drastic, but it sets off a series of events to happen to shift you. Because think of, you're not the same when you were younger. You're not the same. You're not experiencing the same when you was younger, probably to a certain degree, like emotionally, maybe, if those are things you haven't worked through. But for the most part, all those things change. You're still not in grade school. If you are, then that's different. You weren't the same when you was a baby. So you got to think things are temporary. Some of the people you met, some of the people, all things are temporary. Things that you've had that was materialized, all those things was temporary, right? So when you know that, just know that there's always constant change. There's always constant flow. So if you know that, why you can be in control of what it is that you want to happen in the most beautiful way. So I just want you all to know that I am going to end it here. I thoroughly enjoy speaking to each and every one of you this morning. I appreciate the subscriptions. I appreciate the love and support. I appreciate you for showing up for you. I do. And your beautiful energy. I do. I appreciate those who went in my bio and who read and coming in this network as legacy builders for you, yourself, your community, the world. Yes, right. And I appreciate the ones who decided to sow a seed as well as I continue on my journey, on my mission to showing up each and every day for each and every one of you, right? So as I always say in one of my in my shorts, but not just because in my shorts, this is something that you just need to know is that you are a legend. And know that you are building a legacy for lineages to come. Yes. And I want you to know that I am a fluent angel and I am showing up each and every day in some type of way to motivate you, encourage you, inspire you to your greatness. Yes. So you can create that great impact in the world. And I want you to simply have an amazing day because you are.